Hey, my friends. It's good to see you guys tonight. Excited to be with you guys this evening. This is Xavier with the Thrive Business Institute. Looking forward to chatting with you guys this evening. This is Business Building Tuesday, so you guys know exactly how we do it. So, you guys know what tonight is about. It is business building. If you do have questions about your business, put it right there in the chat. If nothing else, tell me hello, tell me how you're doing, how your week has been, and how I can actually serve you this evening. It it's great to see you guys. Great to talk to you. It is roughly a little over 3 weeks to the end of the year, guys. So, how has business been for you this year? I hope that it's been well for you. Uh, tonight is this is relatively simple. If you guys have not attended a Business Building Tuesday, all you have to do is list your question right there in the chat, and then you can ask whatever it is that you want to ask in relation to your business, and we'll sit and we'll talk through what are the opportunities for you and help you get unstuck. Right? I think one of the greatest issues that we have as it relates to business is we don't ask for help when we do need help or need assistance. Hey, T, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Got your message earlier. I'm going to cover a little bit of that tonight, so no worries. No worries. At the top of that, there is a hey, Miss Richardson. I'm sorry, Jaden. What's going on, my friend? It's good to see you guys tonight. Once again, this is Business Building Tuesday. I'm Xavier Johnson. And if you do have any questions about your business, definitely put it right there in the chat. We're going to get started with helping you guys out tonight with whatever issues that you may be going through in business. What we don't want to do is we don't want to be in business and not ask for the help. Okay? There's a lot of different things, of course, that you do need to consider. And with those things, this is the place that we can be honest. And that's what this episode is about. That's what these Tuesday business building live sessions are about. It's for you to be honest about what you're going through, to be honest about the issues that you're having in business. And it's not always a marketing issue. It's not always a advertising issue. Sometimes it's a you issue. Sometimes you won't get out of your own way so that your business can be successful. If you guys have followed me at all, if you've heard any of these talks before, I've told you guys that your business will never outgrow you, ever. If you're not growing as an entrepreneur, if you're not growing as an individual, your business simply will not outgrow you. So there are some areas that we're stuck in that we're just afraid, and we think that we're the only one. We think that we're the only one that it's hard to get up and hard to get started, and we get bombarded with 1,000 thoughts about our business and about 1,000 ideas on how to get unstuck and move forward. But you're not. Every entrepreneur goes through those type of issues. And so to give you guys a platform to be able to ask those questions is exactly what I want to be able to do for you. And this is the way that I serve. So tonight there is a bigger announcement that I do have for you tonight. So we'll talk about that in a little while. But it is in relationship to the the webinar workshop that we have coming up on Monday, the 10th. So next week we have a marketing workshop that we'll talk to you guys about tonight and get some feedback. But right now, I just want to serve you guys. I just want to be able to answer any questions that you may have about your business, maybe an area that you're struggling in. I want to be able to help you through these particular issues that you may be experiencing right now. So if you are having any issues, definitely drop something right there in the chat. Let me know what issues you're dealing with. And I'm also, and I'll ask you guys this, and I think I will, I don't know, may create a poll. We'll see. But what I want to know is this, is what I'm considering is doing a free training, kind of an end of the year wrap up of things that you need to be thinking about. And it's not going to go, too deep like into marketing and things like that. But I do want to do something for our entrepreneurial community just to make sure that you guys are on the right path, make sure that you're thinking correctly, and give you kind of a roadmap of the areas that you need to be looking at with your business coming the end of this year. And so at the end of the day, you want to be able to strategize moving into the new year. And I want to be able to give you some tools to be able to do that. So if you guys will be interested in something like that, just, right there in the chat, just drop something, I'm interested, and I'll be glad, and I'll go live and send you an email and all this good stuff. I'm going to put some other links in the chat tonight also, just some resources that are out there that I've created that may help you guys with where you are. Okay. So with that being said, I want to say hello to everyone tonight. How you doing, my friend? How you doing, Miss Robinson? Entrepreneurial extraordinaire. How you doing? And glad you're doing well. Thanks for checking in. She was fussing at me this past week because I haven't went live on my own channel. We still went live, but we have wow. We have went live into groups. So Scott, Gannon, Scott, I don't have a couch for sale. So yeah, I don't have a couch for sale. So don't really know what what that message, where that came from. But anyway, Anthony Shirley, good evening, my friend. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for hanging out. Anthony is a tech expert, and so if you guys do have any questions for Anthony tonight, definitely, put it out there, and we can go through it. We can talk through it, right? And tag team on some of the questions that you guys may have, some of the things that you may want to think about moving into the upcoming year. So you do, Tanisha, there are a few groups out there. I'll send you some links. Some of the groups I may be able to add you in. I'm not an admin in any of those groups, but I may be able to add you into those groups. So, and I'll be sure to do that moving forward. And they're good groups. I don't have a problem with any of the groups. One of the issues that we do have within the multiple groups is that we come in and our goal is selling. We sell into the groups, right? We try to do B2B sales or business to business sales, and sometimes the groups lose, kind of its authenticity, with that, right? Like, I understand everybody needs to make money, everybody needs to do that. I pissed off a group last year because I made a post in the group and I told them that I am convinced that your business, and I don't care what business you're in, your business won't grow if you don't get off of your backside, get off your ass and go into your local community and talk to the people in your community. That is the reality of growing business. There are some things that you can definitely do here online, but at the end of the day, you're going to make your money right there in your local community. And as you put a system together, as you're mastering that local business, it's easier to expand. What happens is we think because we have, 3,000 people in our timeline, and you have literally, access to hundreds of thousands of people, whether through Facebook or whatever your social media outlet you're using, that these people are customers. And oftentimes they're not. And that's what we're going to be talking about moving into next week, into the marketing piece. Larry, hey, my friend, I got your message, and I am going to reach out to you. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Tanisha, that's an easy one. That's an easy one. So if you do have let me just put your question up here so people can see it. That is huge, isn't it? The question is, you need to know how to set your business up so you can get a payroll check. Trying to buy a house. So if your business is incorporated right now, either as an LLC or an S Corp or C Corp or whatever the case may be, you are an employee of the business. Often the bigger mistake that I see a lot of entrepreneurs make is we'll set up the incorporation, but we won't make ourselves an employee of the corporation. One of the easiest ways for you to do that, if you are already incorporated with the state, and Tanisha, her business is here in Georgia. So if you're already incorporated here in Georgia, it's really simple. Let's say you have an LLC. If if you do have an LLC, I would use something like QuickBooks Pro. They do have a payroll service, and you just want to be able to manage your basic books, right? If you're what we call a solopreneur, you can put your definitely okay. You're already an LLC, perfect. Um, then what's going to happen is you are working for the business. So you're not the business, you work for your business. And so there are a couple of things that you can do to pay yourself. One would be something like QuickBooks Pro. QuickBooks Pro is very easy. It's very simple. There's a few more out there. There's another one called FreshBooks. You can Google either one of those. And then the payroll service. So there's a few out there. ADP, Apple Dog Peter, ADP offers a payroll service. And what they'll do is they'll help you set it up, and you will basically get a monthly charge, maybe 20, 30 bucks a month, and then they'll cut you a check. Now, it's interesting because it's, for you, it's going to be just transferring from one account to the next. So, but I use that with my businesses. And with ADP, you can use, do it as an independent contractor. You can do it as an employee. The beautiful thing about ADP, or even the payroll service with QuickBooks, is once you set yourself up as an employee, and it's pretty easy to set up. It's not difficult at all. Just your basic information, and you'll need your EIN number, and you'll need your Georgia tax number, and that's it. And then once you set it up, QuickBooks will show you what those taxes should be based on the pay rate or the salary that you put in. And it literally just takes it from one account and transfers it to another one. It'll cut you a check and you're good to go, or you can do direct deposit. And then at the end of the year, of course, you'll get a W-2. You can do the same thing with ADP. And the reason why I'm suggesting these type of services versus just trying to figure out what that cost would be yourself, or figure out, okay, if I pay myself $1,000 a week, what am I looking at in taxes? Is because I know, like ADP, which is why I use them, it's one less thing for me to think about, is all I have to do is log in, put in the hours that I need for the employees, and it automatically cuts the taxes. They automatically send the taxes into the state and to the IRS, so I don't have to think about it. And then you go from there. And then, of course, at the end of the year, you cut yourself a W-2. They will mail you a physical check, or they will set up a direct deposit. That is definitely your call. But right now, what I would check on is ADP or a FreshBooks, or you can hook up with one of the local accountants. Either someone here in the area, or you can definitely find one here online. Like I said, I'll tag you a couple of groups that are here in the area. And if you just have an accountant, they can do the exact same thing. They can go in, you just send them, if you're going to do a salary, you just tell them how much you're going to draw as a salary and go from there. So that's how you do that. That's how you do that. So that's a good question. Good question. And it's important, of course, coming up on the new year. So that's big. Guys, welcome tonight. I'm Xavier. This is the Thrive Business Institute. This is Business Building Tuesday. It's my pleasure, Tanisha. So I got you. Guys, this is Business Building Tuesday. If you do have any questions about your business, definitely just put those questions right there in the chat. It could be about marketing, pricing, advertising, things you need to be thinking about going into the new year. Anything that you have, any questions that you have, definitely just put it right there in the chat, and we're going to just talk through it. We're going to talk through it. We're going to see what we need to do. As I told you guys, I do have an announcement for you tonight, and I'll give you guys a special just with this particular broadcast. So if you guys will just listen for a few minutes. So I get a lot of questions about marketing. I get a lot of questions about social media marketing, print advertising, branding, how to create a brand, what should that look like. And so we've been really working hard to put together a nice webinar workshop for you. And this webinar workshop will take place on Monday, December 10th. So that's next week, the 10th at 7 p.m. from 7 to 9. We'll be working or doing the webinar workshop for marketing. It's called Marketing Mastery Workshop. And through this workshop, guys, we're going to be talking about branding, advertising, everything marketing. We're going to talk about social media. What social media outlets do you need to be using, and how do you use them? How do you use Facebook ads? How do you advertise within it? Instagram. How do you need to manage your posts? What tools do you use to manage your social media? Creating your brand. Creating your brand and branding are two different ideas. And so I want to help you through that. The other thing we're going to be working on in the workshop is building your marketing strategy for 2019. So you're going to know exactly what specials you're running and when. You're going to know what marketing funnel or what marketing trail or avenue or vehicle that you're going to use. So are you going to, some seasons you may push heavy with social media. Other seasons you may push heavy with print advertising. We're going to talk about your website. We're going to talk about what needs to be on your website and what doesn't. We're going to talk about your marketing materials and everything that goes along with that. We spend so much time focusing on the things that don't matter to your customer base. So I want to help you guys save some money with that. We're going to talk about the 4 systems that are required for your business to be stable and grow and be profitable. 2 of those systems we're going to cover in depth within the workshop. We're going to talk about list building. So I've talked about this a few times in a few of these discussions. Guys, let me tell you, Facebook is great. You can have 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers. Instagram is great. Same thing. Guys, if you don't have an email list, you don't have a social media marketing campaign. You just don't. Because you don't own your followers on Facebook, nor do you own your followers on Instagram. You own email addresses. And so we're going to talk about how do you get those customers' email addresses? How do you create dynamic content to where those customers will give you the email addresses and you keep in regular contact with your customers with those email addresses, putting together good marketing campaigns, strong campaigns at certain times of year to really either bring people into your physical business or push them right into your sales funnel for whatever product or service that you're offering. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about seasonal marketing and what that means, right? So we're in the Christmas season now. How do I take my product and my service and create a marketing campaign that goes along with the season? And so when we're going to work through this entire marketing strategy for all of 2019. So when you walk out of this webinar event, you're going to know exactly what you're going to do January. You're going to know what you're going to do for Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. You're going to know exactly what direction you need to move into, what your budget should be, how can you manage those items, where do you get the tools, who do you get to do the work if you need to. All of those things we're going to work through. It's an amazing, amazing event. With the event, I have a few bonuses, 3 bonuses to be exact. The first bonus for the event is this. You get a 1-hour one-on-one coaching call with me where we sit down and we talk about your business in detail. You can ask whatever it is that you want to ask. We can strategize if there's financials you want me to look at and give you feedback on, marketing material, website, literally anything you want to discuss within that hour time frame. I charge businesses and individuals $250 an hour to sit down and have these conversations, and people pay it. So I'm just saying that's one of the bonuses that you get. The second bonus you get is 2 months free into the Thrive Business Institute group coaching program. That is a program where each and every month we do a 2-hour live training in one of 4 areas, either in leadership development for you and your employees for your business, in business growth tactics. So how do we grow the business outside of where it is now? We go into financials and what your financials should look like. Maybe you don't know how to put together a P&L statement. I'm going to give you training in how to do those things, how to keep an eye on the ball within those financials. And then marketing, advertising, branding is the other topic that we talk about. And so every month we do a 2-hour live training with that. You get that content, all of that special training. In addition to that, within the group coaching program, we do a book study every single month. Every 4 weeks, we have a new book that we're studying as a group. We break down, I give you sort of the specifics on the book, things that we need to be thinking about in each chapter, and we go through those, right? You're only as good as the books you read and the people that you meet or you hang with or you listen or learn from. That's it. And so we go through book studies every single month to help you grow. You're talking about centuries of knowledge and information that's there. And that, once again, I want to help you get through those things. The last thing we do within the group coaching program is a conference call. So similar to this, but we call in to a conference line. I'll do maybe 5 or 10 minutes of teaching. And then again, you get to go into any questions that you have about your business. We can go into deeper detail within this conference call. That program itself is $49 a month. In February of 2019, it goes up to $99 a month. But what you're going to get with this webinar purchase, you're going to be able to be in the coaching program 2 months free. Your payments wouldn't start until February 2019, and you're going to get grandfathered in at the $49 a month rate. So huge deal, huge benefit add to you. The last thing you're going to get, and what I'm most excited about, is I'm giving away 2 live tickets, 2 free tickets to the Thrive Business Institute live experience, and that'll be happening spring 2019 here in Atlanta. And the live experience is where we meet. We're going to be at a hotel, and we're going to spend the entire day going through your business from front to back, from startup and everything that entails. We're going to deal with financials. We're going to deal with marketing. We're going to deal with business growth tactics, hiring, leadership development. It is a huge and awesome opportunity. So we're going to get that, and you're going to have access to that. I'm excited about that. That is a $499 value. That's a $499 value. You get 2 of those tickets, $1,000 value if you purchase today, right? If you purchase. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. You guys are going to get special pricing. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys the same pricing I gave to my inner network. So my inner network, our email list, our students, current clients, this seminar is a $49 seminar. So you get everything I just explained for $49. I'm going to give it to you guys because you're tuning in tonight. You're here with me. You're asking questions. I'm going to give it to you guys for the special price of $39 because that's the price that I gave to my students. So I'm going to put the link just right there in the chat, and then you guys can go and you can purchase your seat into this webinar. This is the beautiful thing. Even if you cannot attend Monday the 10th at 7 p.m., the webinar is going to be recorded, and you're going to have access to the webinar and all of the resources for life. You can't beat that. You definitely can't beat it, guys. So $39, you're going to get all of that. You're going to get the one-on-one coaching call. You're going to get the 2 months free of the group coaching program and 2 free tickets to the live Thrive Business Institute live experience. So it is going to be an exciting night. I'm excited to tell you guys about it, and I'm going to put the link right in the chat. And so you guys will, all you have to do is click the link and pay. You will get access on the 10th, and then we go from there, man. I mean, that's the idea is to bring value. That's it. It's not to do anything else. And this is the other piece. Guys, if you're not happy with the purchase, ask for your money back. That's it. Ask for your money back. I'll give you $39 back. We can part ways, no issues. So you have no excuse. You have absolutely no excuse as to why you would not invest into your business moving into 2019. Guys, this is literally one of the single best investments you can make into your business. It's $39. You're getting literally $1,500 worth of content and value and service for $40. Now, if your business is not worth $40, there's only one of 2 reasons. And I told a gentleman this who I work with and I do business coaching with him. There's 2 reasons people don't buy your service. 1, they don't have the money. And if they don't have the money, that's just what it is. Either they don't have the money, that's what it is. The other reason people don't buy your service is because they don't see the value in your content. Guys, I do so much free content and free coaching right here on Facebook Live every single day. I'm in a group somewhere coaching somebody. And the content is there. I've developed free content after free piece of content to really get you guys started. Guys, I give away a free business training, 7 days of straight training to help you start. An individual can start a business and make 40, 50, 60 grand with the free training that I give. I'm telling you, that's just what it is. So, but with that being said, everyone else that tunes in tonight, like I said, I didn't log on to sell tonight. I am here to assist you. If you do have any questions about your business, what are you struggling with? Where are you stuck, right? Are you stuck with your marketing? Are you stuck with your pricing? I'm going to put that link in the chat also. I did a free resource for you guys, a pricing. So even if you don't buy anything from me, that's okay. Go take a look at this pricing training. And at least the least you could do is price your products correctly, right? That's the absolute least you can do. So the pricing is there. You can click that. It's a free training. All you have to do is just go in and kind of do your thing, right? It's about an hour-long training. Have your pen and paper. But I walk you through on how to price your products and how to price your services. This is huge. This is huge. So again, if you guys do have any questions, I'm not here to teach per se. That's not what this is about. This is about helping you and helping your business go to the next level. Listen, if you go to a job every day and you work, let's say you make $700 a week, right? You make $700 a week at $40 an hour, or at 40 hours a week. You make $700 a week. If I could teach you to run your own business that freed you up to go to your kids' soccer practice, football practice, be at the game, have the additional time to spend with your loved ones, and you make, let's say it's the same $700, would you do it? Is it worth it? And I think there are times where we forget the dream, right? We forget that and we become comfortable hitting someone else's clock. Let me tell you, the scariest thing that I've ever done is become an entrepreneur. I promise you, that is the scariest thing you will ever do in your life, because there is no, I can take a sick day and I'm still going to get a check at the end of the week. There's none of that, right? If you don't work, you don't eat. It's that, right? And so you have to go and get the money. You have to go and get the customers. You have to sell them. You have to convince them. You have to grow yourself to be a phenomenal entrepreneur. It's a lifelong learning journey, and you're taking it. Why are you scared to take a leap of faith on you? It's amazing that we bet on other people. And I say this because I had a great career in corporate America. I was a regional vice president for colleges. I made very good money, but I couldn't raise my kids. I wasn't home to tuck my kids into bed. I couldn't be at football practice or soccer practice. Or I'm at home, I worked all week in and out of town, and I came home and was still doing more work. Or I was too tired to do anything else. I'm not telling you to go quit your job. I'm not doing that. What I'm telling you is this, is that if you have the gift of entrepreneurship in you, in other words, if you have a desire to go out and create a living for yourself, I'm telling you to follow that. For me, I didn't want to be 60 years old. My kids are an adult. They have their kids, and we're sitting around the table at Thanksgiving during the holiday season. And they say, "Dad, you gave us a great life, but you were never there. You weren't at my football game, or you didn't see me when I scored the goal, or you didn't see me win the tournament." And I didn't want that, right? I didn't want that for my kids. I wanted to be there. And this is what I told my kids, and this is what I told myself, even if it means I make less money. Of course, it goes without saying I had to make enough money to survive, right? To pay my bills. But even if the six figures wasn't there, we would just have to change our lifestyle so I could be there. So, guys, I'll leave you with that. That's, as an entrepreneur, it's not easy, right? It's not easy to do what it is that we do, but I'm telling you that you can do it. I'm telling you that is where the freedom comes. There is no type of liberation that you'll ever feel in your life like being an entrepreneur. That doesn't mean you get to sleep until noon, right? It means that if you need to make additional cash, you can make it. It means that you can take time off to do the special trip with your kids, because that's what I did. It means you can be at the karate tournament. It means that you can be at the wrestling match. It means that you can be home at a decent hour so that you can cook dinner. Guys, those were the things I took for granted. And I'm not fussing at you. I'm not telling you that you can't do this. I'm telling you that you need to think about what are the things that are valuable to you. Where's the things, what's important? And that's the road that leads you to entrepreneurship. Guys, listen, one of the things you will never hear me say when you hear me talk through businesses and you hear me, going through this stuff, you won't hear me say, I'm going to teach you to be a millionaire. You won't hear that. You will never hear me say, I'm going to teach you to be a millionaire, that I'm going to teach you to, live a millionaire's lifestyle. You'll never hear me say that. That's not my goal. It never has been. My goal has to been to be there for my kids, be there for my family. That's it. And it's possible. And you can do it. And folks like Tanisha and Larry they do it every single day. They do it every week. We'll start a business. That business may fail. And it's okay. I think we get so afraid of failing. I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, if you start a business, you're going to fail. Suck it up. That's just what the hell it is. That's just what it is. You suck it up. You learn. You invest in yourself just like this. You watch videos like this. You invest into programs, into training. I think the key to being an entrepreneur is first realizing, you know what? I am a master at whatever I am a master at. So if I cut grass, I realize I am a master at cutting grass. I'm not a master at building a business. I have to know where my weak points are. And once I know where my weak points are, then I can make the investments. I'm going to tell you now, it is going to be a stretch. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a stretch. You're going to have to stretch yourself. You're going to have to sacrifice not just money. This little course here with the marketing, this course should be $300, $400, easy. The information I'm going to give you is I would probably charge a company to sit down and do this same type of work, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000, to give you the same information or to give them the same information we're going to give you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not telling you something I read in a book. I'm telling you the things that work in the market. That's the value of programs like what I offer. It's just that. It's keeping a finger on the pulse of the industry. What's happening in marketing, what's happening with the financials, what's happening with businesses as they grow and they thrive. This is the value. And so I beg you guys to look, even if it's not me, find somebody that you can follow. Find somebody that's been there, that's done the work, that's grinding, and that can show you the way. In life, you never want to be a travel agent. You always want to be the tour guide. Even in leadership, do you have travel agent leadership or do you have tour guide leadership? Travel agent leadership is trying to get people to go to a place you've never been. That's travel agent leadership. Tour guide leadership is guiding people into areas that you know well. so you can navigate the dangers and you can show them to be careful here, be careful there. I pride myself in being a tour guide leader. Everything that I produce is tour guide information, tour guide training. I'm not going to tell you anything that I haven't done. If I haven't done it, and that's why I have to master it, because I have to know that it works. If I'm going to teach it, I need to know it and have applied it with my own businesses. And so that's what that is. And you're right, Tanisha. It does take a strong-minded person to be an entrepreneur. Yeah, 3 or 4 businesses. T, same thing. Guys, if you are afraid to fail, being an entrepreneur is not for you. If you want the safety net of working for someone, go do that. There is nothing wrong with hitting the clock. There's nothing wrong with it. This is what made me stop hitting the clock. I knew that the CEO of the company would never let me make more money than him. I knew that my bosses and my general managers and my district managers and the CEOs, at 4 o'clock, they weren't there. They were at their child's soccer practice while I had to work until 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Those are the things you need to think through. If you could make $600 or $700 a week, but just doing your own business, then why not? Why go hit someone else's clock? I'm not, now guys, I'm not telling you to go quit, right? I'm telling you to be strategic, but I'm telling you that you can do this, right? You can do this. Guys, this is Business Building Tuesday. I'm here for you. I'm Xavier. Of course, if you do have any questions, guys, put it right there in the chat, and I will help you get through the areas that you are stuck in. Or you can just talk about your industry, and I'll give you some ideas, thought processes for your industry, so that you can continue to move forward, so that you can continue to thrive and grow, and go from there. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. T, look, let me tell you, we are survivors. That's why when I named the company Thrive Business Institute, I named it because I knew that I wanted people to thrive, but thrive from a different place. Not thrive. I want you to thrive with your income also, but the income follows the system. It follows a solid system, and it doesn't matter what the business is. Everything, the business is a set of laws. In other words, it's a set of rules. And if you are abiding by those rules, you're going to do exceptionally well in business, exceptionally well. And so that is the key to doing what it is that you guys need to do, you know. And this is one of the things that you guys can do to help. I'm going to put another link. Like I said, even if you guys do not purchase the marketing training, that's fine. That's fine. I don't, like I said, I wanted to present it to you guys. I wanted to give you that special pricing that I gave to my internal tribe. I wanted to give you guys that because if you tune in and if you listen for a few moments, my prayer every time I go live is that I'm able to add value to somebody's business, add value to somebody's life, encourage somebody, give you some hope that you can do this, that you're built for this. That's why I say it at the end of every video. You're built for this. Now go do something amazing, because I want you to know that you're built for it. I want you to know that everything that you've went through in your life has brought you to this moment. That the tools that you need to succeed in life are right here. They're right there in your hands. You literally just have to get up off your ass and get it done. That's it. You have to bully yourself. Bully yourself and make yourself do what it is you need to do. The problem with most entrepreneurs that are not succeeding the way that they want to is they're waiting until they feel like doing it. They're waiting till they get the idea. And if you're waiting on that, you're gonna be stuck a long time. You have to get up and start moving, and then the feeling comes. If you're gonna put money in the bank is not gonna give you interest before you deposit the money. You're not gonna lose the weight before you do the work. Your job is not going to give you a check before you clock in. Like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where we get the thinking from. You gotta get up and you gotta get started. You have to. You have to. I'll give you a quick biblical reference, and this is definitely not to offend anyone, but I want to use it just be patient with me. Peter walked out on the water with Christ. Peter stood up and he made a request, and he said, I want to come out there with you. Christ was already walking on the water. Peter made a request that he wanted to come out. Jesus told him to come. That's the permission, right? He gave him permission to come. But had Peter never stepped on or stepped off of the boat, if he never stepped out of his comfort zone, he would have never been able to do the miraculous. And guys, you have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to. No joke. I was talking to a client today, and you guys know I don't call any of my clients' names or anything like that. But my client is starting a new blog, and we were talking, and what the client was saying, they were doing videos and they wanted to put the videos up online and all those great things. And what I told him, I said, well, you need to do a blog. And one of the things I would do is go to Facebook first, do a business page, right? And when you do your videos and you put them up on YouTube, share them to Facebook. And the client said, I'm not really comfortable with that. Facebook's not really my thing. I already know that I'm not going to do it. And what I told the client was, if you're not willing to stretch yourself to the point where you're uncomfortable, you'll never grow. Guys, I don't know if you go to the gym or not. I don't know if you work out or not. But if you do, first, the gym sucks. It freaking sucks, right? But if you're going to get the body that you want, if you're going to lose the weight, trim the waist, feel better, whatever your goal is in the gym, if you don't push yourself to the point of pain, if you don't push yourself, if the muscles, watch this, so I'm giving a little bit of my massage therapist knowledge here, right? When your muscles are sore after working out, what has happened to your muscles is that they have actually torn. They've broken down. That's where the soreness comes from, because it's torn muscle tissue. Where the strength comes is when the body begins to heal. There is a fascia or a wrapping that wraps each individual muscle fiber, and it wraps the entire muscle. What happens when you work out is you tear the muscle. Then as the body heals, it comes back together. The fascia becomes thicker and it becomes tougher. That's where you get the strength. That's where you get the muscle toning. It burns the fat from around the muscle, and so it tones, and the fascia strengthens around the muscle, therefore giving you more strength, and you're toned and you get the body that you want. And that's how the body works. That's how muscle tissue works. It is no different with business. It is no different with your personal growth. If you don't stretch yourself to the point of failure, you will never find success, ever. You will never find success. You have to push yourself. Push yourself. I know it's your business and nobody wants to fail, but you can't sit still out of your fear of failing. You can't allow your fear of failing to stop you from taking a chance on you. Let me tell you, I can't speak for anybody else. I'll speak for me. I've took gambles on a lot of people. I took gambles on a lot of jobs. I've been fired. I bought a house. No joke. I bought my dream home. I was 30, maybe, yeah, 30. I think, yeah, 29, 30 years old. I bought my dream home in Florida. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm going into detail because I want you guys to see the setup, right? I bought my dream home at, I was 29 or 30 years old. It was a 5,000 square foot home, $750,000, sitting on a little over 2 acres, enclosed pool, um, ranch style. I mean, it was huge. It was humongous. Marble floors, marble countertops, and just a ridiculously beautiful home. I went in one day and I had some family issues, right? And I went in and I got sassy with my boss. Actually, I cussed out my boss. He got snap at the mouth. It was Monday morning. I just had a horrible weekend, and he said something flip at the lip. And I was young, right? Kind of hot strung, and I let him have it over the phone. Now, mind you, I'm a corporate executive. I'm a regional vice president, right? That was on Monday. On Thursday, human resources showed up at my office and fired me. I had just purchased my home a few months prior. They didn't care. None of that mattered. None of it mattered. I vowed I'd never put myself in that position again. And so I've taken responsibility for my actions, definitely on the job, but I knew that I had to grow and stretch myself. That was a horrible, dark moment in my life. But I got to the point where now I can thrive. Now I've become content with less. I know that I can have more, but the things I value are different now. Maybe it's because I've gotten older. Maybe it's a little bit more maturity, right? So I want you guys to think through those things, right? I know this is Business Building Tuesday. And guys, if you're watching, this is still, if you do have any questions, just put it right there in the chat. I'm right here for you. Ask whatever it is that you want to ask. I'm here. If you want to talk about marketing, we can do that. Advertising, leadership, growth, business development, doesn't matter. Partnerships, franchises, product development, sales, whatever it is that you want to do or talk about, we can do that. I just felt led tonight to kind of let you guys know, I want you to take a chance on you. At some point, like, you got to gamble on you. You've thrown the dice on everything else. That job that fired me didn't care that I had kids. They didn't care about the house I bought. They didn't care about my cars. They didn't care about anything else I had going on. Nothing. What they cared about was I offended my boss and they let me go. So there you have it. Hey, Georgia Maid. Hey, Georgia Maid. What's the most important question to ask while interviewing a potential employee? That is a great question. And so this is what I will say to that. Let me bring that question up on the screen. So this is what I'll say to that that question. One of the best companies in customer service is Southwest Airlines. Since their inception in the early 70s, has Tanisha, I'll get that question in a second. That's a great question. They've ranked number one, number two in customer service every year since its inception. And this is what Colleen Barrett and Herb Kelleher, the past CEOs of the company, said when they were being interviewed by one of the, I think it was the New York Times. They asked them, they said, well, how do you teach your people to be so nice? And he said, we don't teach people to be nice. We hire nice people. Most companies will look at a resume, we'll go through the resume because we're trying to be important. We're trying to whatever. I don't know what the hell it's for. We'll go through the resume. We're trying to see if a person has the skill to work for us. So we'll hire them based on their skill. Then we will fire them based on their character. They can do the job, but they're an ass. And so at the end of the day, we go through the whole process again. And we get nervous as business owners or as managers and leaders when we're in the interview process because we look at the resume and the resume looks like, yeah, this person can do the job. And we already know that people are going to be on their best behavior in the interview. So this is what I do in the interviews. I put the resume down. I don't even want to know what they've done. I want them to talk to me. I want to know what they do with their free time. I want to know what kind of person they are. I want them to tell me about their best memory just in their life. Just give me your best memory. Tell me about a horrible customer. Tell me about a great customer. Tell me about a time when you went above and beyond, right? Give them a scenario. Throw words out, right? Example would be, hey, Phyllis, thanks so much for coming in today. I got a few words. I'm going to say a word and I want you to just tell me what comes to mind. You ready? And then you throw out friendship and have them define friendship, leadership, kindness. Talk, have a conversation with the person that you're interviewing. Because at the end of the day, and we'll use your business, right? A maid service. You're going into somebody's home. I can teach you what products to use to clean. I can teach you how to clean the carpet, how to wipe this, what not to use. I can teach you the technical stuff. I can't teach you to be nice. So I hope that helped. So just think through that, right? I would move more into conversational type interviewing. I would, have them, talk about their life, talk about their hobbies. What do they like best about whatever? And what you can hear is kindness or whatever you're looking for. But I would look more for character than I would for skill. And I would ask questions that pertain to that, right? So that's my pleasure. Tanisha, here we go. Your question. Thinking about a partnership, any advice, contracts. So, Tanisha, I don't do contracts. I don't do contracts, and I don't do partnerships. I do not do partnerships. So that's a tough one. I've never been stumped. That's a tough one. I'll tell you why I don't do them. It goes back to the question that I've just answered, which is I operate by a different set of character values. And what's difficult, it's hard to find that equal character and then the other piece, and this is one of my downsides, is I'm headstrong, right? I'm a strong leader and I know what I want to do. And when I want to make a decision, I make that decision. I don't want to ask anybody if I want to buy a new piece of equipment. I don't want to ask anybody's permission. I don't care what you think. And I hate to be that way, but I want to be able to do what I want to do with my business. The only way that I would do a partnership is we had to have very clearly defined roles. We could not be equal. Now, we can have equal ownership, but we can't have equal responsibility, if that makes sense. We can have equal ownership till we're both right here, and you can see the board, right? Let me erase some of this. Hope you can still see. All right, we can have equal ownership, right? So partner, can you see that? All right, partnership, 50%, 50%. That's ownership. But the job that we do every day has to be different, right? It can't be the same. So let's say that you are a better day-to-day operations person. So operations, let's say the other person is great at finances and marketing. We'll just say finances, okay? That means operational decisions are yours and yours alone to make. Financial decisions or looking at the books or whatever that looks like, you guys will of course go through this together every month, but that's their responsibility. If they're good at marketing, then that could be marketing. So again, you can have equal ownership, but not equal responsibility day to day, right? So I know that you, and watch this, both of you guys may go in and let's say you both do lashes, you do makeup, right? So let's say you both have the same skill set as far as the worker bee, right? The worker bee is the same, which is cool, but your management responsibility has to be different. It just can't be the same. It doesn't work. You're going to clash. And you have to make that decision beforehand. Now, that is what you put into the contract. That's what you do. Now, so decide where your areas of strength are, where their areas of strength are. And if you make an operational decision, they can't push back against that decision. If they make a marketing decision, they can't push back, or they may have an opinion. But that's your decision to make because that's the position you hold in the company. It happens every day in Silicon Valley, out in California, a lot of the tech startups. When people come into the companies, they will have equal shares, but they don't have equal say in the day-to-day operations. One person, and I've always believed, and I used to use this when I pastored, talking to husbands and wives, but I would tell them that a two-headed anything is a freak, right? A two-headed anything is a freak. So just keep that in mind, right? So somebody has to be A, somebody has to be B. You both can call yourself owner if you want. If it's just about a title, I would make sure I get somebody who's not addicted to titles. I hear so many people, I'm the CEO. No, and nobody cares. Like nobody cares that you're the CEO of the company. We want to be, big fish in little ponds, but so anyway, that's the best advice I can give you there. Thank you so much. And I hope that helped. That's a great question. And there's been many ventures. I've walked away from a lot of potential partnerships, because I'm always interviewing. A partnership is like a marriage. It is so much like a marriage. And you got to like the person you're going into business with. If you don't, man, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly, I'm telling you. Or you like a person, that's what I try not to do a lot of business with friends either. I don't mess with that either. That'll mess up a friendship. But make sure, as I said, make sure there's clearly defined roles and that you guys can, you can agree to disagree and how you're going to handle that just like you would in a relationship. And I think that's the best advice I can give you there. And congrats on your business. I know that you guys, Georgia Made, I know you're out there doing some stuff. I was looking at your page and you're doing some great work out there. Congratulations and good luck. I think that the janitorial maid type service, when you look at Molly Maid is not, well, seven, last I checked, 7, 8 figure, maybe even a 9 figure company that sells the franchises. They don't really have any competition, and it's easy. Competition is so easy. All you do is you create your system. That's it. These four, when I was talking earlier about the workshop that's coming up, I'm going to talk about the four systems. Matter of fact, I talked about the four systems, and one Tanisha was on the call or on the live that week. But the way that you expand that company is you put these systems together. And once you put the systems together, then you multiply yourself. You don't add people to your company, you multiply. So when I hire someone, I want to hire someone that can be another Xavier in that position, right? So when I started the roadside assistance company, I wanted to hire someone that could be me. He didn't have to have my knowledge, or she didn't have to have the knowledge that I had, but you had to be kind. You had to be nice. You had to smile when you got out of the van to go help someone. When I started the photo booth company, the exact same thing. You had to be nice. Anybody can run a photo booth. I wanted nice, happy people to be working for me, because when they go out there, people will forgive you for a lot. People will forgive you for a lot. They just won't forgive you if you're a butthole. You know what I'm saying? So customer service is everything, and you know, we have to keep that at the top of our mindset. So guys, once again, this is Xavier with the Thrive Business Institute. It is Business Building Tuesday. I'm here with you. If you do have any questions, I am here to answer them for you. I'll go over one more time to tell you about my upcoming workshop. It's Monday, December 10th at 7 p.m. This is a marketing mastery workshop. It's a webinar, and so what will happen is it will essentially be a course, because you will have lifetime access to the webinar. I'm giving you guys special pricing just because you guys are on with me tonight for $39. The regular price is $49, and you get some amazing bonuses with the program. You're going to, that particular night, you're going to learn everything that you need to know how to brand, market, marketing, and advertise your business. You're going to know about social media marketing, where to market that, where to get the graphics, and how to make that work for you, how to create these brand stories for your company. You're going to learn how to create your email list. You're going to learn how to take those lists and put those lists right out into the marketplace, how to build those lists, how to build your true customer base and bring customers in droves to your business, how to keep in contact with them on a regular basis, and create what I call social movement marketing. You're going to learn about what we call social proof marketing. We're going to talk about all those things. We're going to talk about 2 of the 4 systems that are required for your business to be profitable and to grow above where it is right now. We're going to talk about, like I said, the list building. We're going to talk about seasonal marketing and what that looks like. Guys, we're going to put together your marketing strategy for 2019. You're going to walk away from the webinar with your marketing strategy right there in your face on black and white for 2019. That within itself, if we just talk through that, that will be the cost, or that will be worth the price for the webinar. So let me get to the bonuses. The bonuses: one-on-one, 1-hour coaching call. I'm going to talk to you for 1 hour about anything you want to discuss regarding your business. Whatever it is, we're going to talk about it. Growth, if you want to talk about finances, sales, product development, service development, whatever it is, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to grind hard for 1 hour with your business. That I charge $250 for right now to businesses that call and want to have that conversation and talk through where they are with their business. The second bonus you're going to get is 2 months into the group coaching program. There, we do 2 hours worth of live training every month. We do book studies every single month, and every month you get a conference call. We'll stay on it. I'll stay on it as long as you want to talk about whatever it is you want to talk about regarding your business. The third bonus you get by enrolling into the webinar workshop is you get 2 free tickets to the Thrive Business Institute live experience. This is coming up this coming week. I'm at spring 2019 is what we're going to be doing there. So spring 2019, we'll be doing the live experience here in Atlanta. We'll be meeting, and we're going to spend all day grinding about your business. All day. You're going to learn everything you need to know that I know to make your business successful, expand it. You're going to walk out of there with more information you'll ever know what to do with, but you're going to have a strategy that you can put in place immediately. If you wanted to sell your business, your valuation of your business would go up just by coming to this live experience. We're going to be in groups. We're going to work together. Listen, it's going to be an amazing experience. You get an opportunity to network with other industry experts. You get the opportunity to network with other businesses, other small businesses. So there may be some relationships that you can establish right there in the room. We may be able to share customer bases and everything. So it's going to be a phenomenal time. You get 2 tickets to that. There is a small document fee that you guys will learn about later, just for the materials. It's a materials fee, which you'll have to pay to, just to get the booklet that I give you throughout the workshop. Other than that, I charge $4.99 per ticket. So that's a $1,000 value. The webinar workshop, the group coaching is $49 a month. You get 2 months free, and you get grandfathered in at the $49 price. It goes up to $99 in February of 2019, and you get the conference call. Guys, we're talking about over $1,500 worth of value. We're talking about $39. The link is right here, and I will put it in here again just for you guys to have it. It's a no-brainer. It is the single best investment you can make into your business right now or later. So even if you're not starting immediately, you have lifetime access to the marketing workshop webinar. Lifetime access. So it doesn't make any sense for you not to make this investment into your business. And I'll tell anybody, this is not to be snobby, right? But if you can invest $40 into your business, you don't need to be in business. That's just the God honest truth. You don't need to be doing any of this. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to put this out here again. That is the offer. And you guys, all you have to do is click the link, make the payment. You'll get access to the live workshop on the 10th, on the morning of the 10th. And then of course it starts at 7 p.m. and you guys will have access to that for life. Last thing, of course, if you're not happy, if you don't like the information that I gave, if I didn't tell you anything new, if you didn't find any value into the workshop, ask for your money back, and I'll be glad to give you a full refund with no questions asked. It's really simple, guys. So you have no excuse not to invest into your business. All right? With that being said, guys, I'm still here. I see we still got some folks on, some folks checking in. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. It's always awesome. I just tried a new haircut. Yeah, I'm feeling myself a little bit. So it's, but I'm here for you guys, and I want to make sure you're good. I want to make sure that you took a chance on you took a chance on your dream. So I want to help you in the best way that I can. So with that being said, guys, if you don't have any questions, if you don't have any more quizzes for me, I'll quit bugging you guys. Within the next day or so, I am going to do another video for you guys. This video that you're going to get, or you'll get an opportunity to come in and do some live training. And this is a free training I'll be doing by the end of the week. Is a business prep for 2019. So I just want to share some things with you that you need to be thinking about with your business moving into 2019. It's a free training, so you guys will definitely see that on your timelines. You'll see that in an email. Definitely click the link up above. Not only so if you purchase tonight, you're going to get the information about the free broadcast. And if you are, even if you don't purchase, you just get the free pricing, training, or any of our training. Even if you did the free 7-day workshop, you'll get that also. But I encourage you guys to check that out. And I'm going to work with you a little bit later this week in making sure that you're ready for 2019, that you hit the ground running. You might as well build momentum now. No need to wait till next year. Build the momentum right now. So we'll continue that. All right, we'll work through. Guys, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. You guys hear me hoarse, so go figure. I don't have a cold or anything. I've just been hollering the past couple of days. So, anybody else have any questions? I'm here for you. If you got any questions for me, if you have any questions for me, let me know now. I'll start the countdown in a few. If you guys have any questions about your business, about any strategy that you're thinking about in 2019, any marketing ideas, any new products or services you may want to offer in 2019, how do you feel about your pricing? Is your pricing covering everything that you needed to cover? Are you getting enough leads into your business? Is your phone ringing enough or enough people walking in? Anything that you guys want to discuss tonight. These are the things that I'm talking about. These are the things that are really going to step your business up to the next level. Okay, you're trying to start a new one in 2019. Okay. Awesome. I think that rebrandings are good. They are good for business. I think that as we begin any business, as you continue that journey, you begin to see where, you know what, if I had to do it again, I'd do this different. And it's easier to rebrand when you're small, right? It's easier to rebrand now and move that forward than it is to grow, start making money, not like something, and then rebrand. This is something that you and I talked about in one of the live sessions, Tanisha, which is the we were talking about business names. So, okay, commercial cleaning, absolutely. When I say it's there, yeah. Mm. That's a hot button about the grants. It is so. This is what I'll say about grants, and there's a lot of people that disagree, and it is what it is. I they're almost myths. Um, they're almost myths. I mean, it's just not enough. It's not enough out there for it to even be worth it. There's so many hoops that they want you to jump through just to get them. Not only the grants, but the business loans. I've seen it for decades of folks talking about, they give you money to start a small business. I've never seen it. I've started over 15 companies and never seen any grant money from anywhere. And the money that you get here locally, um, I mean, you get what I'm saying? I mean, if it was worth it, then okay. But dude, look, start small, whatever it is, find a small client base, find a small market that's going to support it to start off. Even if you have another business that can pay you your salary, right? So let's say that your main business pays your salary. If you can start another business and get enough clientele just for that business to take care of itself, one employee, and the business takes care of itself, then you can go. Then you can go from there. Apartment complex. Yeah. I'm with you. And you know what? And that's tough. When you have a business like yours, my business is the same. One of them with roadside. So we actually have to do the work first and then submit for payment, right? And sometimes that would be 30, 45 days to get payment. And so you just learn to kind of run slim for a while and you make up for that 45 days over time. But I've started businesses where I hired a person. I didn't get paid. The business made enough to make a small profit and to pay one person's salary. And I did that until the business grew enough for me to be able to take maybe 20%, right, off of whatever. And so if you can have, a few businesses, you just need the support system, right? You're not going to be able to stretch yourself to do it. And that's what I don't want you to do. I see a lot of entrepreneurs do it. We have a lot of business ideas. We have a lot of things that we want to step out on. And what we do is we create more jobs for ourselves. We don't create businesses, we create jobs for ourselves. So I have to leave this job and then go do this job and then go do this job. And then we call ourselves an entrepreneur when you're really, you're killing yourself. You're killing yourself. So, but we can definitely discuss that more. I'm with you with the, like I said, the apartment complexes. There are some larger contracts. One thing I will tell you is, now, so let me say this though. That's where your pricing comes into play. What I've seen some entrepreneurs do to get larger contracts, they go in as the lower bidding company. What happens is their profit margins are so thin, like wet tissue paper thin, that they don't have the money to float until the next payday. All of that is factored into your pricing. And so that's why some companies, and I'll just use cleaning as an example. There are some cleaning companies that won't do that. They won't mess with it. They won't mess with smaller contracts because the price is the price, right? And so when you factor in the free training that I put on up the link there, I call it pricing for profitability. So when I price in a service, I'm pricing my profit is in the price. All of my labor is configured in the price. Everything I need. Now, if I know that this is the only contract that I have, then I need to price it as that. If I know I'm only going, I can only service them, I'm going to price it that way to where I won't need a check from them. Let's say they pay me once a month or once every 45 days. My pricing will cover me for 2 months, if that makes sense. So, and it may charge a little more, which is okay if they accept the pricing, great. But what I'm not going to do, and I've done it, unfortunately, is I've ran businesses and I've put in proposals where I took the risk, and I'm not going to take the risk. I'm not doing that anymore because I've been burned just like you. You go in, you do the work, you have payroll, people you got to pay. You can't pay people crumbs. You can't go to your employees and say, I'm sorry, they haven't paid us yet. I know you've been working for 2 weeks and today you need your money to pay your bills and to take care of your situation. And I owe you this money, but I can't pay you because they haven't given it to me yet. I'm going to make sure that I can pay my employees for 45 days to 6 months. I meant to 60 days, right? A month and a half to 2 months. So I don't get caught up in that type of situation. And what you'll notice is that once you do that and you build the value in the service that you bring to the marketplace, you're going to get a better customer. You're going to get a better customer in the long run that recognizes they will pay for quality. We do it all the time. All the time. That's why women go out and buy, $300 and $400 purses. Because in their mind, there is a value. There's a quality that goes along with this particular purse. And they'll pay that extra for that. That's why people will go and pay a little extra for Chick-fil-A than they will for McDonald's. Because they know that when they go in, the quality of the experience is going to be different. So people will pay a higher price. And you have to make that decision as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. Is that the kind of customer that you need? I've made a decision, made it long ago, that I don't want cheap folks in my network. I don't want cheap customers. I just don't. It's one thing. I just offered this webinar for $39, which is a ridiculously low price. $49 is still low, but $39 is ridiculously low. If a person says they don't have the money, they're not my customer. They're just not. And it's hard to say, it's harsh to say, but it is real. Trust me. Rolls-Royce, BMW, Lexus, they make no apologies for not putting a dealership in Henry County. None. None at all. Because if you don't have the money, you don't get the service. That is it. You get what I'm saying? And so you just, you take it for what it's worth. Take it for what it's worth. Hey, Gabby. Found the program that you asked about last week. So, Gabby, you asked me about this was I remember, give me a second. The quick answer is no. But you asked me about a program that would pay for employees. And I know here in Atlanta, there is a program that's like that. It's a workforce development type program. And they will pay, right? I think it's like 8 weeks. They will pay. But no, I did not. Now I tell you, and I'll just reiterate, I don't know if you remember the suggestion I gave you last week, which was find you 3 or 4 churches, okay? And remember I told you what kind of church to go for. Find you 3 or 4 churches that will sponsor an employee or 2. And if you are paying them $400 a week, $500 a week, churches will sponsor you, or they will sponsor that employee. In other words, they'll cover their salary, right? For, 8 months. Right, absolutely. Yeah, so they'll cover them for 8 weeks or 2 months or something like that until you can begin to make the money that you need to make with the venture. But I did not find a program in your area. I did not. There could be some. You'd have to do some additional research with some of your metropolitan areas, your inner city areas. Google workforce development in your area, and then just make a few phone calls, and I think that you can jump on that. Nonprofit, I tell you, and I'm assuming you're asking about a nonprofit being able to offer that type of workforce development. So one that you need to think through is Goodwill. I would look at Goodwill and give them a call and see if they have a program. If any nonprofit would have one, they would have one. And so I would reach out to Goodwill in your area. You can Google Goodwill Career Centers in your area and see if they have a program where they will sponsor an employee or 2 or send you employees for a certain number of weeks. I know Goodwill is, they have their career centers really push to get individuals back to work. And so that is just something to think about. So I would check on Goodwill. I would look at some of the churches in the area, and I would have those conversations. I think that between Goodwill and some of those churches, and then Googling workforce development programs in your city, you will at least be able to make a few calls, and somebody will be able to point you in the right direction. Be sure when you talk to these folks that you know, and it's important that you know yourself, not saying that you don't, but it's important that you know exactly how you're going to use these employees, what type of job description, what type of person are you looking for. If you don't have those things in order, I would start working on those things. because you may get lucky and someone says, you know what, we absolutely have a program like that. Go ahead and send me over the job description. Go ahead and send me over, the qualifications. And you want to have that stuff prepped so that they'll have it when they do ask for it, because I think you will. How did you get started with your business? That's a good question. That's a good question. Uh, so I'll tell you about one of my first companies to hit six figures. Was my massage therapy business. I was a medical massage therapist, or am a medical massage therapist. I started doing massage in '02, and so when I started, now keep in mind you're talking to a guy who has always attempted to think outside the box about life and things. So when I was in school for massage therapy, I actually started my business when I was in school. It was illegal, but I did it. And so I started doing massage therapy in strip clubs. Yeah, yeah. I would go in with my massage table um, and massage dancers. And so what I did and how I got the gig is I printed off a research study from a place called the Touch Research Institute. They did research studies for massage therapy, and they did massage on dancers. There was a research study where they massaged professional dancers, not exotic dancers, and they talked about what were the um, benefits of massage on professional ballet dancers. And so it talked about how they were able to dance more, dance longer. It reduced the type of injuries they would have. And I was reading the research one day and I said, man, exotic dancers go in for 6, 7 hours in 5 and 6 inch heels. It's probably more athletic than anything I've ever known. And, um, and that's how it started. So when I walked into the business, I talked to the owner, and that's how I sold it. I sold it as a medical massage service inside of the establishment. And I told him this because anytime you sell anything, you have to let people know how they're going to benefit. So I showed him how he was going to make more money. And I said, if the girls are getting massage and it reduces the likelihood of injury, they get just some good body work. It's like a sports massage. They can perform better. Their muscles are in better shape. They can, kind of go out there and do their thing. They make more money. You make more money. He agreed. And I would go in, and the benefit to me was I got paid cash. Like they came in, it was just a beautiful deal. Just got cash every night. It was a great gig. But with massage therapy, I wanted something deeper. So I won't go into a whole drawn out story, but so I went more medicinal, and I realized in massage therapy, there were two types of people I could massage: people that wanted my service and people that needed my service. And so I wanted to massage the people that needed my service, right? And so I began to study the research on AIDS and cancer, kids with ADD, ADHD, workers' comp, auto accidents. I even did labor massage, not just pregnancy, where you're massaging pregnant women. I was actually in the labor and delivery room doing massage so that they would not have to have what's called an episiotomy. And the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which is one of the largest papers here in Georgia, did 2 articles on my practice, and it was awesome. So when I got into education, I ended up selling the business, and I did okay when I sold it, and I sold it to a group of therapists, and I did all right. So, um, but that's how I started, and I've owned many many businesses since then. But that's how I got my start. And so there's a free training that I offer. It's a 7 day training. I'll put the link in the chat for you, Gabby. It is a um, oh, so no, no, I didn't. No, it was at the time. I just needed the licensure. That was it. That's all Georgia required, and there was nothing special because I was still doing massage. I was still, it wasn't anything crazy. Um, and that's what was important, right? Is that I knew the work. I never worked for a chiropractor. you know, I worked for myself. And so, that's how I did my thing. So I didn't go in and work for anybody. It wasn't, I never worked in a spa, anything like that. I always believed that I had the talent and the skill set for people to pay me for what I wanted to do, not for me to go chasing them. And but um, it was a great experience. I mean, I had a blast. I had an absolute blast. And my daughter, coincidentally, my daughter my youngest daughter is 12, and of course, if I'm gonna do labor and delivery massage, then of course, at the time I was married, and of course I would have to massage my own wife. But I had the opportunity to deliver my own daughter. So in the labor and delivery room, I mean, got a chance to. I mean, they got her head out, and I got to do the rest. And so it was an amazing experience. It was an amazing experience. And so I am starting sort of the same deal with, I'll be doing videos and things like that, specifically for massage therapists here in 2019. That's one of the newer ventures. You guys will still get your general business stuff, still get your courses and everything for business and entrepreneurship, but I'm doing a whole nother lane for massage therapists. And it's to help them really succeed in their businesses. So if you're a massage therapist or you know people that are, look out for that, and go from there. So I'm excited. I'm excited. That's a great question. That was a great question, Gabby. I tell you, as an entrepreneur, always look for opportunities. I put a link there, which is my 7-day challenge. It is a free training that I give. The reason why this training is so valuable, this free training, and if you know someone that wants to start a business, share the link for me, please. Just share it to somebody. Listen, business entrepreneurship is based on systems. Any business can be successful. I don't have any qualms against, network marketing or any of the other businesses that are out there. I think that they're necessary for the marketplace. But I truly believe that you have enough skill inside of you to be a successful entrepreneur. I believe that. I absolutely believe you have the skill set inside of you to be a successful entrepreneur. So I teach you to go do that. In this free training, I teach you how to go in and look at your own skill set, how to think through it. I teach you how to do your own marketing, how to create your own marketing material, what websites to use, where to go and get your marketing material printed, where to buy the paper. It's simple. I teach you to use your own hustle. I start a business in the videos. So once you start the training, you're going to get an additional email every day, and I'm going to be showing you how I started. I start a business from scratch. No joke. I start a business from scratch, a pressure washing business. And those that are friends with me on my page, you guys will remember seeing just a few months ago when I was putting the course together, you're going to remember seeing the pressure washing flyer that I put up on social media. You're going to remember seeing it. So it's there. And I think that everyone has that potential. As I was creating that business, I charged $250 to do the entire house, right? When I began to market that business, within 90 minutes of me putting that business online, I had my first sale. 90 minutes. Can you imagine if I was going to make that my full-time business? All I would have to do is one a day. That's it. And I'd make $1,200 a week. $1,200 a week is what? $4,800 a month. $50,000 a year. Pressure washing one house for $250. Even if it took me 8 hours to pressure wash the whole house, $1,200 a week, $4,800 a month, over $50,000 a year. That's insane with a pressure washer. Anyway, that's another great question, Gabby. Has social media been a big part of advertising for my business? Social media is a part, right? So let me, can you see right here? Yeah. So this is the way I view marketing, okay? This is my marketing wheel, okay? This is social media. That's it. You have so many other avenues to market in. So many others. So social media is important. But over here, is print. Print is just as important. You get what I'm saying? Over here is digital. It's just as important. Word of mouth. And literally, it just goes on and on. If you'll see the link above, Gabby, we're offering a marketing mastery workshop on Monday, the 10th. If you'll just scroll up, you'll see the link. I gave you guys special pricing. It's $39. $39 for this workshop. You get 3 amazing bonuses. If you click the link, just take a look at it. Take a look at the info and see if it's something that you like. See if it's something that you think is valuable to you. If it's not valuable to you, then, I get it. But it is, okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to repost it. I think that it is the best offer for anyone that is serious about business. It is the absolute best offer for anybody that is serious about business, growing their business. Yeah, so it is my pleasure, Gabby. My pleasure. Let me tell you, this is the best investment you can make in your business. I promise you. Take a look at that link and go from there. And I will definitely go for, like we can talk. Any classes to teach us marketing tools such as e-flyers. So Tanisha, I'm actually covering that in the webinar. I'll be showing you guys what websites I use, how to market it, and how many times you need to market it. So all of those tools will be included in the actual webinar on the 10th. So yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That is a great question. Yeah, it is. Let me tell you, it's so much out there. And this is, as your business grows, you're going to need to build your team. And your team is important. I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to teach you who to get and how to get it and where to do all those great things. But, but we can, you're definitely get some value out of that. Gabby, do you know anyone that does good web development and logo creation? Gabby, Anthony Shirley was just on. Anthony, are you still on, my friend? Are you still with me tonight? So, Gabby, one thing that you can do is scroll up. You're going to see a gentleman by the name of Anthony Shirley. and he does web development and logo creation. I'm going to talk about that with the seminar, with the webinar also. I'm going to talk about web development. I'm going to talk about logos and their importance and what you should and shouldn't be doing with them. In short, and I wouldn't talk anybody out of getting your website built. I wouldn't talk anybody out of getting your logo done. I wouldn't. Well, yes, I would. Yes, I would. So here it goes. And anybody that's watching can answer this. When, oh, I got you. Okay. I'll tag him. I'll connect you guys. But this is the question that I have for you. What's the last business that you have chosen to do business with because of the way their website looked or the way their logo looked? And I'll wait. You already know it's a trick question. You already know. That's not how we choose. I believe logos are important. I believe logos are important at a certain stage of business. I believe that your other websites are important depending on your business. I want you to first make money with whatever it is you want to do. I want you to put your name out there. Pick a name that's easy, that's recognizable, that people can figure out what the hell it is and what you do in about 3 seconds. If they don't know what you're doing in 3 seconds, you have failed at marketing, right? They need to know what the business is, what you do, and how to contact you. 3 seconds. Logos are important. People don't care. When you see my logo, let me see if I can put it up on the screen. When I tell you people don't care, man, they just don't. I wish they did. I really wish they did care about logos, but they just don't. They just don't care. I wish they did. So this right here, this is one of mine. This is one of my logos. Okay, that's for one business. Another one is this is my photo booth company. Hold on. So that's my photo booth company there. And it doesn't look like that anymore. It's a little different, but it still looks like that, but the colors are different. That's my photo booth company. TBI. That's the Thrive Business Institute. That's what you guys are doing right now. That's what this company is the Thrive Business Institute. And I'll show you one more. The legendary Leadership Academy. And this is my leadership company. So if I showed you just those, you wouldn't know who it is. I used Fiverr, Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. And you're working with folks from overseas, mostly. There are some people here stateside also. And but it's a longer process. I had to, you go back and forth, and but you can get what you want. I tell people to go basic first, man. Go basic. That's a good question. Which one is my favorite? This actually, this one. It is the other businesses, the Thrive businesses. I'm at the Picture Me Selfies, my photo booth company. I have fun doing that. I DJ a little bit too, and DJing was a hobby, right? It's just when you become an entrepreneur, you can kind of do that stuff. But my favorite business is this. It's right here. It's being with you guys. It's creating the content. It's sharing the information that I've learned over the years about business. This is what I would do for free, right? This is it. And this is how I know this is where I'm supposed to be. I love being on stage. I love talking about business. I pastored. I pastored for a while, man. I pastored twice. I pastored when I was 19, and I pastored when I was 34, 35. I'm 39 now. I don't want to pastor anymore. You know, I think that I can serve more people like this than I can in the church. I do got some strong views. I do believe that the church should be doing more. I have become irritated with the normal. I've become irritated with the traditional stuff. I don't mind people going in and preaching. I don't mind any of that, but I don't want you prophesying no crap to me. I don't want you to lay hands. I don't want you to speak in tongues. I want you to go out and help the people that need help. I want you to go talk to the woman that's being beaten by her husband behind the church in a house. I want you to go talk to the kids that are doing drugs and the young lady that's giving away her tail. I want you to go talk to the young man that's struggling with his sexual identity. I want you to go and talk to the homeless dude. I want you to go and talk to the school teacher who is, about to give up. I want you to go talk to the business person that's contemplating suicide. Like, I don't want you just to sit in, church and do your little shout and your praise and your two steps with your nice suit and your bow tie and your hollering and your hooping when you got people that's struggling, when you got people that's going through, and all you doing is standing up there prophesying. And this is why people don't invite me to preach at their church. So, I'm just telling you what it is. I have a master's degree in divinity. I love God. Christianity is my heart. I've researched other religions. I've studied other religions. I'm a Christian because the evidence for Christ is there. So I am a firm believer, but I am a firm believer in the type of ministry that Christ ran. So anyway, I don't want to make this a sermon, but Jesus helped people, and we've become experts at doing church, and we're not experts in serving, right? And if you're here in McDonough, where I was raised, every Sunday you'll see one or two specific churches that go into these very same neighborhoods that we grew up in, and they pick up these kids every single week and take them to their church. And our own churches that are sitting in brand new buildings, got money over money, won't crank up a van to pick up these same kids. I got issues with that. And so, so the church is something that, I love, and have loved for my life. And I believe the church is necessary in any community. But I also believe that, I've been in education. I told you guys that I ran colleges. We don't need to be building ridiculous crap, new sanctuaries. We need to be building educational centers where we can educate people so they can step up in life. I remember running colleges and charging students $20,000 to learn how to stick somebody with needles as a medical assistant only to graduate from school and go out and get a job making $9 an hour. And at $9, they were expected to pay back a $20,000 student loan. Now, they can't, yeah, they have a new career, but if they're going to make $9, they might as well stay at Walmart, overnight stock. At least you wouldn't have the student loans. And so why aren't our churches putting together programs to do that? I don't get it. Anyway. So this is my favorite. It's serving here. It's creating this content. It's talking to you guys. It's helping people achieve their dreams, helping people achieve their goals through entrepreneurship, become better leaders in their homes, in their communities. This is why when I left Georgia and went to Florida for 2 years. I went to Chicago for a few years, and I came back to my hometown here in McDonough because I wanted to share. I'm not going to say I was woke, but I got the opportunity to sit at some very prestigious tables, and I wanted to bring that information, that knowledge right back to our community so that we can continue to grow and strengthen each other. And now I'm bringing that information to the world through these Facebook Live videos, through the content that I create. And it's not a black thing or a white thing, right? It's getting people to realize that you have the potential to go out and do some amazing things with your life, that you were created for more. Deuteronomy 8:18, I promise is the last scripture I'm going to quote, but I talk about it all the time. Deuteronomy 8:18 says that it is the Lord that gives us the power to obtain wealth. That's why I believe what I believe. That's why I believe. I think I read that scripture when I was 12. That's why I believe that there's no business I can't start. That's why I believe that I'm born to be an entrepreneur. Not because this is my gift, but because he said this is what I put in you. That it's the Lord that gives me the power to obtain wealth. That means I can go out and grab a lawnmower and charge $30 a yard and cut 5 yards a day, make $150 a day, make $750 a week, $3,000 a month, $36,000 a year. That's just cutting grass. That I can be a painter, that I can get literally a paintbrush, a roller, and start a business and charge people $99 and I'll paint a room in your house. All you have to do is buy the paint. I'll come, I'll cover everything, I'll move everything, I'll paint it, I'll paint the room, and I'll leave. And I'll make $100 and I can do 2 of those a day. I can make $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month, $48,000 a year, and that's simply by painting a room in somebody's house, by repainting someone's kitchen, by painting someone's living room. I just believe that I have the potential to create a business out of nothing, out of literally nothing. And I think that you can do the exact same thing. If I didn't believe that, I wouldn't do these videos. I wouldn't create that webinar workshop. I wouldn't be doing what I do. I'm telling you, we spend all of the time looking outside for the answer. You're starving inside of a grocery store. You can do this. I promise you can do this. You just got to get up off your backside and you got to do it. Like you got to do it. Guys, this is Business Building Tuesday. My name is Xavier. If I can assist you with anything, right? If you have any business questions, put it right there in the chat. I'll stay on. As long as you guys have questions, I'll rock with you. We've been going now for we're going on 2 hours. Like I promise, I'm here to help. Those that have been with me, those that know that I do these webinars or these live things, I do them literally every week. I'm in somebody's group every day doing this. Don't think that I'm just trying to sell you something. This webinar is the first thing I've ever sold ever in a group. And I'm only doing it now because I believe that this will benefit you. And you saw the bonuses. I'm going to put the link in here one more time. Hey, go to it, look at the link, you'll see it. Like, I don't come in here to try to rob people, to try to sell you a bunch of, that's not what I do. The things I speak, I've done, right? My name speaks for me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And so I want to help you. That's why I'm here. And so that's what it is. There it is right there. You guys are more than welcome. Gabby, good question. How do you take advantage of the email marketing? Email marketing is a great, and I've talked about it, and we're going to go into it in depth in the webinar. It is email marketing is the single. So let me put that up here. I said this earlier tonight. You don't own your Facebook friends list, nor do you own your Snapchat friends list. You don't own your Instagram followers. You don't own any of that. Imagine in the mid 90s, you had a business and most of your customers were followers of your MySpace page. Now, if you had a MySpace page and you ran your business based on your MySpace followers, you're probably out of business now, because MySpace is out of business. And you couldn't take those followers with you. And so with that, those MySpace followers they were a part of the group, but I didn't own them, right? So your Facebook followers, your Instagram followers, your Snapchat followers, your Twitter followers, you don't own them. But when someone gives you their email address, that's the equivalent of me giving you permission to call me, permission to talk to me, permission to sell me what you have. And so in the webinar workshop, we're going to talk through how do you get people to give you their email address. When I give you my email address, I'm giving you permission to sell me what you got. I'm giving you permission to call me, to talk to me. And look, your email address now is just as valuable as your home address. Just as valuable. So I can teach you, I don't care what your business is, I can teach you how to get those email addresses from your customers by adding crazy value and then sell your product or service with those email addresses. It is the single most underlooked item in marketing today. Get your customers' email addresses. Get them. Get them, get them, get them. I would say get the email address over get the phone number. People will change their phone number before they'll change their email address. I'm telling you. I have customers right now that still have an AOL email address, a Hotmail email. I'm telling you, people will change phone numbers before they change their email. People give you permission to sell them once you get it. We're going to talk about it more in depth in the webinar workshop. Absolutely. But that's a great question. That's a great question. And how do you take advantage of that? You email the hell out of them. You don't send them something every day, but if you send value, now I will give you this. I'll give you this for free. This is what you don't do with email. You don't email them every week, every day, every hour, asking them to buy. You don't. That's like a cut buddy. That's like somebody that only calls you when they want something. A leech. That's not the kind of business that you want. You want to be able to add value to your customers. So if you have a carpet cleaning business and your customers give you their email addresses, You can get customers to sign up for your email list, right? Because you send out carpet cleaning tips. These are ways to keep your carpet clean in between your professional carpet cleanings. This is how you get up stains. Someone that has a carpet cleaning business can literally start a YouTube channel and get pieces of carpet, the little squares, and every week they stain the carpet with something stupid. Paint, coffee, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, dirt, water, Kool-Aid, beer, wine. You get my point? Every week, people will tune into the YouTube page. Why? I want to find how to get this stain out of blank. So every time you do a video, every single week, and you show people how to get the stain out, you send the email out to your email list every week. It's a benefit. It's a benefit. And they're benefiting from your emails because now they're learning how to get this particular stain out of their carpet. I'm not asking for money, but I am going to send them an email once every 3 or 4 months that says, hey, Christmas is coming up. I know you're going to have friends and family there. It's time for your carpet to be cleaned. I have some special pricing for you. Here, give us a call, schedule today. And why would I want to schedule? Why would I pick this person? Because this person has given me value all year long. Hey guys, it's spring cleaning time. The spring is right around the corner. Catch us before we get too busy. We have some special pricing just for you. Give us a call today. Hey guys, summer's over. We're getting ready to go back to school. Let us teach you about, something, I don't know, whatever. And you keep throwing it back in their face. Thanksgiving's coming up. Hey guys, this is our Black Friday special. We know somebody spilled something on your carpet. Give us a call. We'll come by and we'll do a free spot cleaning. You could go on and on. But that's called adding value. You become a friend to your customer. You're not just asking, you're giving. And you give and you give and you give, and then you ask. Because then people know your heart. And they know you have a heart to serve. You're not just there asking for $1. So I hope that gave value, Gabby. I hope that gave you some value. So keep that in mind. Guys, any more questions for me tonight? If you have questions, I will definitely stay with you. If you don't, it's cool. But you guys are freaking awesome. Thank you for hanging in there. Tanisha, thanks for hanging in there with me, love. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the following. You guys are freaking awesome. And, hey, I want to help. That's all I want to do. I want to help. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a good question. Good question, Gabby. So I use an entirely different system. I will talk about it. It's called Kajabi, and it's a paid system. That's not what I would recommend for anyone beginning your list. MailChimp is what I would recommend. MailChimp is relatively easy to use. MailChimp is one, and Constant Contact is one. Constant Contact, I don't know if they have a free one or not. I think they do. But MailChimp definitely has a free. I think your first 2,000 email addresses are free. Okay, Tanisha. All right. With MailChimp. MailChimp will be your best bet starting off. They have a very good training program, very good information. You can, integrate it with just about any website, Facebook, Instagram, literally wherever. But it's a great, great, great. Um, Gotcha. Yeah, MailChimp is awesome. MailChimp is really, really good. It's really powerful. And at the end of the day, the system doesn't matter. It's what you do with the email addresses once you get them that really, really makes a difference. So, Gabby, it's my absolute pleasure. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. And I thank you for hanging in there with me tonight. I've had a freaking blast. This is one of the best um, lives we've had. So, with that, I say, God bless you guys. I love you guys. If I can assist you with anything, you got me. All right, at Ask Xavier J on all of the social networks. I'm gonna go drink some coffee, and oh, okay, that's great. That's great, Tanisha. Awesome, 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 awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, that's a good piece, Tanisha. I got to look into that. I didn't know that Square had a an email service. So, and I use it. I actually use Square for one or two of the ventures. So, I'm definitely going to take a look at it. For Mailchimp, you just go to mailchimp.com and create the account. And when the one that you create is the free one. On Square, I got to take a look at it. Um, I'm assuming it would just be included um, in your Square account. So I would just go to square.com, or I think it's Square Up, um, and get that. So, but guys, great, 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 great tonight. I really enjoyed you. If I can assist you with anything else, definitely hit me up. And in the meantime, if you guys do have any additional questions, just leave it right there in the chat, and I will check with you next time. Take care.